Hi, my name is Lauren from the #1 Bead Shop, and today we are going to show you how to make this wire wrap ring using one of our sliding beads which are exclusive to the #1 Bead Shop. To make this ring you will need a pair of pliers, snips. You can use a ring mandrel, but a cheaper and easier way to do it is just to find a marker pen which is the same size as your finger, some copper wire, a ruler, a sliding bead in your chosen colour, and 12 spacer balls. The spacer balls I'm using are 3mm in shape. To start with, we're going to measure our copper wire, and we're going to give ourselves about 25 centimetres worth. So just measure out your wire, take your snips and cut. And we're going to need 2 lengths. Just put that off to the side. Once you have your 2 pieces of wire, we're going to line them up and take our sliding bead and just slide it on into the middle of the wire, like so. Once you have done that, we're then going to use our marker pen as our mandrel and wrap the bead around the pen underneath. Now make sure that you do not cross your wires, so one to the left, one over to the right. Bring the wire back up again. Once you have achieved this, we are then going to take start with my left side, and we're going to cross it round the side of the sliding bead, like so, and take the other side and do the same. Once your wires look like this, you can remove the ring from your mandrel or marker pen. And what we're going to do is we're now going to split the wires. So just pull one of them round slightly so they look like that. We are then going to put our spacer balls on the outside wire, alright, this one here. We are going to use 6, so just thread them on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. Once you have all 6 beads on, we are then going to take the 2 wires together, pull them around your sliding bead, and this is where it can get a little bit tricky. So once you have pulled your wire with your spacer balls on round the bead, we are then going to tuck these around these 2 loops of wire that we've made, and this is going to hold it all in place. So you're going to push both sets underneath and through the other side. Like this. And we're just going to do this a couple of times. Now it's very important, we have a little bit left off, and it's very important that we cut the wire while it's on the top of your ring. If it's underneath, it's going to jag you on the finger. So we're just going to take our snips and cut off the excess. And using our pliers, we're just going to push down to give us that nice shape. And if you just squeeze it, it'll just make it nice and flush with the ring, and it won't be jaggy on your finger. We're then going to repeat the exact same step for the other side. So separate your 2 wires. On the outside wire, we're going to place our spacer balls. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Here we are. So once we have our spacer balls on, we're just going to do the same as we did on the previous side. We're going to take the 2 pieces of wire together, wrap them around our sliding bead to give you this shape here. We are then going to tuck and wrap our excess wire around the body of the ring, and that will hold everything in place. So you're just going to push it through and pull. Just make sure your spacer balls stay in place while you do this. There we are. And we're just going to wrap it round a couple of times like we did on the other side. There we go. Again, make sure that your wire is pointing up when you go to snip, because you do not want it to be on the inside because it will jag your finger. So once you have your excess, we're going to take our snips and we're just going to cut off our excess wire. We then use our crimping pliers or flat nose pliers just to pull the rest of the wire round and give it a nice squeeze, and that'll just take the rough edges off to make sure it doesn't hurt your finger. And that's us. The same technique can be applied to different beads to give you a different style of ring, and just using fewer or more spacer balls as well.